what do wealthy people do differently? So, is that some sort of mindset shift? What do you have to expound on in the book there? Over all of those 700 people that you have interviewed over the years, there's a lot of wealthy folks. Is there some common thread there that you can kind of share with our folks?
Yeah, so it's a great question, and absolutely, one of it is the paradigm that you have, the worldview, and then the frameworks and the models that they have. Because we all get born somewhere. We don't get to pick when, where, who our parents are, who our family is, what religion we have, what language we speak. We don't get to choose any of that. So we usually adopt the frameworks, models, the paradigm and worldview of where we're born, right? One of the things that I've seen that wealthy folks do really, really well is they're able to critically analyze, take a step back, and readjust some of their models and their frameworks, and accordingly where it's off. Obviously, there's great principles and values that they hold dear, that is consistent, but they're always open to new ideas. They're always open to exploring different ways of doing things. They're always interested to figure out what they don't know. Where I would say that the majority of the population think they know everything. They protect it. They don't want to listen to anyone else, or someone, or perhaps a better insight or a different way of doing things. Where these folks are, no, I want to know. Is there something I don't know? You read even Sam Walton's books from Walmart and all the stuff that he was doing at competitors, like taking measuring tapes in between aisles and crawling on the floors and, figuring out, am I missing something? Is somebody doing something better that I'm not aware of, which I should be doing? So they have a very, very curious mind. They have a thirst for knowledge. They have a thirst for learning. They have a thirst for being exposed to different ideas, different opinions, and also different industries and different niches. Sometimes they could pick something from one area and use it and incorporate where they can do it. That's like the biggest thing I would say. And then I would also add, and I share in the book this too, and this ties into our previous conversation about inflation and supply chain shortages and so forth. There's a game of capital and wealth, and they know how to play the game. They know the rules of the game. They know and understand that who the players are in the game, who the best players are. And then they bring in teams to help them play this game of capital and wealth. And to give you an example of that, classic style is the inflationary environment that we're in. So if you understand the game and you know how money works and how the monetary system works and how banking and the financial system works, then you understand that you have to position yourself where you get access to the newly created currency units first, to position it in assets such as real estate, such as equity markets, such as the cryptocurrency markets and commodities and so forth. And as the newly created money then makes its way throughout the economy, what happens? Well, you get asset inflation. So the prices of assets are starting to skyrocket, and you get price inflation. The prices of goods and services go up everywhere. So if you know and understand the game, then you're going to position yourself in hard assets and you're going to own businesses. The hard assets would benefit from asset inflation, and the businesses would benefit from price inflation because you can raise your prices as there's inflation in the economy. So they know and understand this game, and they try to play it better every single day, and try to figure out how they can improve and what they can do to improve every single day.
Yeah, no, I love that response. So, conversely then, why do people struggle financially?
Yeah, it's the same thing. It's the paradigm, the worldview, the models and frameworks. And I would say it's the scarcity versus abundance, the big change, right? And I think that's the big switch for all of us. If you don't grow up with money, or your parents aren't wealthy. I didn't come from wealth at all. My folks are just regular middle class folks. So you do have that scarcity mindset. Money doesn't grow on trees. That type of language that's being used in connection, and you have to be intentional of forming yourself and your mindset from scarcity to abundance. A good example is today. You and I could sit down, and if we're just riffing a little bit and chatting, we could be like, man, look at all these problems, and we could talk about that probably for hours, right? But at some stage, the two of us, probably within the first 30 minutes to an hour, we're going to be like, man, we've got inflation, we've got all these supply chain issues, we've got all these things going on, and then you're like, but the opportunities, because of the inflation, there's an opportunity here because you could actually become very wealthy through inflation because of the supply chain issues. Well, I've already seen it in certain industries where people are renting empty warehouse space and stocking up on everything that's needed in their industry. Those folks are going to crush it in the next couple of months. So instead of just sticking their head in the sand and saying, oh, the world's falling apart, there's so many issues, they're like, how can I position myself to be on the right side of all this chaos and this craziness, and how can I capitalize on all the economic opportunities?
Got it. So yeah, this total paradigm shift and mindset shift on that.